Good Friday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversation Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Well, we made it to the end of another week, and on Conversations Live, the radio show, believe it or not, this week I welcomed my 100th guest of 2022. Yes, I know there have not even been 100 days yet in 2022. Yes, I know that's a lot of people to be already interviewed, and it's just February the 11th, but I can't help it. A lot of great guests are coming your way this year, so you guys are going to be hearing from them every week. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Friday. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you're being part of my conversation with my 100th guest of 2022, acclaimed actor Bruce Greenwood, discussing his career and his hit show, The Resident. Enjoy today's program. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Friday headlines. In national news, U.S. inflation hits highest in 40 years with no let-up in sight. Inflation soared over the past year at its highest rate in 4 decades, hammering American consumers, wiping out pay raises, and reinforcing the Federal Reserve's decision to begin raising borrowing rates around the country. The Labor Department said Thursday that consumer prices jumped 7.5% last month compared with a year earlier, the steepest year-over-year increase since February 1982. The acceleration of prices ranged across the economy, from food and furniture to apartment rents, airline fares, and electricity. When measured from December to January, inflation was 0.6%, the same as the previous month and more than economists had expected. Prices rose 0.7% from October to November and 0.9% from September to October. Shortages of supplies and workers, heavy doses of federal aid, ultra-low interest rates, and robust consumer spending combined to send inflation leaping into the past year. And there are few signs that it will slow significantly anytime soon. Wages are rising at the fastest pace in at least 20 years, which can pressure companies to raise prices to cover higher labor costs. Ports and warehouses are overwhelmed, with hundreds of workers at the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach, the nation's busiest, out sick last month. Many products and parts remain in short supply as a result. Prices for a broad range of goods and services accelerated from December to January, and not just for items directly affected by the pandemic. Apartment rental costs rose 0.5% in January, the fastest pace in 20 years. Electricity prices surged 4.2% in January alone, the sharpest rise in 15 years, and are up 10.7% from a year earlier. Last month, household furniture and supplies rose 1.6%, the largest one-month increase on records dating to 1967. In more national news, most vulnerable still in jeopardy as COVID precautions ease. Up to 7 million immunocompromised Americans have been left behind in the nation's wobbly efforts to get back to normal. A weak immune system simply can't rev up to fight the virus after vaccination like a healthy one does. Not only do these fragile patients remain at high risk of severe illness and death from COVID-19, they can harbor lengthy infections that can help spark still more variants. With more of the country now abandoning masks and other precautions as the Omicron wave ebbs, how to keep this forgotten group protected is taking on new urgency. Amid all the talk about Omicron being less severe for many people, the more contagious variant so far laid bare how the immunocompromised need more defenses. There aren't many options for the immunocompromised as community-wide COVID-19 precautions wane. Health authorities are pushing a fourth vaccine dose for these vulnerable patients, since some get at least a little protection from repeat vaccinations. In more national news, lawmakers launch all-levels probe into Ronald Greene death. Declaring no cover-up will be tolerated, Louisiana's House Speaker announced a bipartisan legislative investigation Thursday into the deadly 2019 arrest of a motorist named Ronald Greene, an inquiry that will examine the state's response at all levels, from troopers to the governor. One representative said he launched the probe in response to an Associated Press report last month that showed the governor was informed within hours that troops arrested Greene engaged in a violent, lengthy struggle, yet he stayed quiet for 2 years as state police told a much different story to the victim's family and in official reports, that Greene died from a crash after a high-speed chase. In Olympic news, Chen and Kim soared to Olympic gold medals on best day for U.S. Nathan Chen soared nearly perfectly 5 times during his Rocket Man performance. When his skates touched down for the final time in a historic arena in Beijing, he was an Olympic gold medalist. Up at Genting Snow Park, Chloe Kim nailed all 5 jumps on her first run through the Secret Garden Olympic halfpipe, enough for her to easily defend her Olympic title on Thursday. It was the United States' best day yet at the Beijing Games. The United States also won gold in the Olympics' first mixed team aerials event, giving it a total of 4 gold medals and 10 overall. And finally, in entertainment news, Super Bowl performers vowed to open doors for more hip-hop. Mary J. Blige, Dr. Dre, and Snoop Dogg said the NFL was late embracing hip-hop and vowed that their Super Bowl halftime show would create more opportunities for the genre. We're going to open more doors for hip-hop artists in the future and making sure that the NFL understands that this is what it should have done a long time ago, Dre said at a moderated appearance the trio made Thursday without their Sunday co-headliners Kendrick Lamar and Eminem. It's crazy that it took all of this time for us to be recognized, Dre said. I think we're going to do a fantastic job. We're going to do it so big that they can't deny us anymore in the future. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's our time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, it's all yours.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Refine your personal philosophy. It is only through truly open-minded, ongoing reflection that we can effectively develop a refined personal philosophy to guide you throughout your life. Your needs, as well as the needs of every life, are dynamic. It is impossible to find spiritual satisfaction and relevance in a single solitary system of belief when, as you explore the various philosophies fashioned by wise individuals throughout history, you need to compare them to your situation in the present. You are now equipped to borrow elements from numerous value systems in order to craft a personal philosophy that will work for you. The Bible is the best reference to follow, yet you must adapt what is taught to your own life. Today, choose to study a variety of philosophies and ideologies to aid you in your own life. And remember, enjoy the day.
We are part of my conversation coming up with actor Bruce Greenwood in today's Entertainment Spotlight. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. Acclaimed actor Bruce Greenwood was our 100th guest of 2022. He joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about his extraordinary career and his role in the hit show on Fox, The Resident. Here's a bit of our conversation. What has it been like for you to see the way that people have responded to the show?
It's been really, really gratifying, Cyrus. I mean, I think one of the strengths of the show is that they try and look at issues that are not commonly understood by the public in terms of how difficult it is to navigate the medical system, both caregivers and for patients, and how stuff can fall through the cracks so easily. And so sometimes honest mistakes are made, and other times hurdles are put up between care and comfort that are intentional and money driven. And medicine is a business. And the business of medicine sometimes gets in the way of the idea of care, and we try to illustrate that and the difficulties that the doctors have overcoming those hurdles, and also the personal failings of both patients and doctors when they could do better. So we sort of try and look at it from as many angles as we possibly can.
And I think that's why people do gravitate to it. Bruce, I thought about when I was prepping for your segment, whether we're talking about you playing a doctor, a cabinet member, a captain, or the president, as in, of course, National Treasure Book of Secrets, you've been able to show the complications of these people, even though they have these positions. Also, of course, the humanity of them. Is that part of the fun for acting for you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If you can, you have to find a way in to try and make them feel as though they've thought deeply about what they're doing and either made a good decision or a bad decision, and that humanizes them, hopefully.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll have to guys on Monday with more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make today amazing. Take care.